day after the night before. Aston Villa 1, Bayern Munich 0 in the Champions League at Villa Park. I'm here to summarise, look back, share my memories and thoughts from that game because it was absolutely unbelievable. The best night, the greatest night I have ever had at Villa Park. And it's a night, it's a game, it's a result that we will all remember for the rest of our lives. That performance, that result means so much to us all, that football club, and it's just absolutely epic. So I want you guys at home to absolutely hammer the like button. Let's go big. 1,500 likes on this episode. Everybody that watches this, I want you to make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Get on the journey with us and comment your thoughts on Aston Villa 1, Bayern Munich 0. Wow, just simply remarkable. The occasion was just something like I've never experienced. Like walking round Villa Park before the game, the air smelt different. It smelt elite. Villa Park just smelt elite. It was something different. It was just so good. The atmosphere, it building, the fan zone, it building, the players' coach, the reception, the atmosphere around it, the buzz, the vibe. It felt special. It felt really, really special. And the day, I had an absolutely great day. The anthem, got in my seat about half an hour before the game. I don't really normally do that. Watch them warm up a little bit. And I was just interested to see how they warmed up by and what they did, etc. And just I just wanted to give some emotion, I just wanted to even clap or just shout or just add to the occasion and the atmosphere early on. And yeah, the anthem was just, like spine tingling, like hairs on your arms stand up. I got a bit emotional, just the fact that what it meant to be there and what it's took to get there. I think that's the biggest thing for me, especially early on with the emotion of the game, because it's easy to say we've had to go to a low to get to the Champions League. We haven't just been in the Premier League all along and etc. We've had to go through some hard stuff to get here where we are. Championship losses, poor performances, those nights in the Premier League where you've played really well and you've lost because you're just not at that level. We've had to go through so much. You can even go back to what we've had to go through from sort of like 83 when we was last in Europeans elite. All that time, we had to go through all of that to get to that yesterday. And I couldn't be more proud of absolutely everything. The players, former players, Dean Smith, all of these people have played a part to get us to where we are. Dean Smith, absolute legend. And his stability and foundation enabled the club to grow. And that is absolutely huge. So, yeah, the game, it was intense. It was intense. Anyone at the game will know it was intense. It was just, you say edge of the seat stuff, but no one was sat down. Like, I don't know what that is. Like, you're standing up, but it's like edge of your seat. Maybe like on your tiptoes, like you're moving around, you're kicking every ball, you're screaming and shouting for every throw-in, every corner. And the game started and they had a lot of possession, didn't they? And, what I said in the preview to this is that I wanted an elite Unai Emery European performance. And I got it. We got it. Because what I mean by that is defending. Defend your box. Defend the centre of the pitch. Everybody passing out, passing lanes. We had to have it. And that is an elite Unai Emery performance. And I've mentioned this, and long-standing viewers will know I've been mentioning for the last couple of weeks Villarreal against Juventus. Because that defending that Villarreal did away at Juventus was exactly like what we saw last night. It's not last-ditch defending, and it's not all-out defense. It's tactical. We're happy to do it. We were happy for them to have the ball in certain areas, and when they're in those certain areas, we allow them to be comfortable. We get set, but when it goes into an area that we know we've got to win the ball, we know we've got to press, boom, we're on them. We're pressing. We're engaged. And that defending, there was a lot made of Arsenal's defending against Man City, but that was just as good, if not better. If not better. Because we was a threat. That's why it was better. We were a threat as well. So the defending was remarkable. The game plan on transition, again, on the tactical piece, I spoke about those two at the back. Anyone that watched the tactical episode that I did with Hannah in between, the two at the back, what did we do? We exploited the two at the back. We absolutely ran Upamecano ragged. Absolutely ragged. He don't know where he is. He don't know he's been in Birmingham. He's going to wake up thinking, where was I? Because Watkins did all that work, all that running, and he was just so good. So the transitional play from Villa, because we know that Villa are comfortable with the ball, or we're comfortable on transition. We can play two ways. We're not a team that's just defined in one area. Morgan Rogers, his interview was fantastic because he spoke so much tactically about what we've done. He spoke about the pressing and in certain areas and on transition, the two at the back. He touched on that, and it was just fantastic. And they did have a couple of spells in the first half where they had possession and they were getting into good areas. Elise had the shot, and it was a wonderful save from Martinez. But apart from that, really, they rarely put us under, carving us open at will. It wasn't like that. And we was a threat on transition as well. Ramsey was good. And when we scored that goal, the limbs on that were so good. And when it got disallowed, what I hoped for is I hoped for those limbs again. I wanted those limbs again, because what you don't want to do when you have limbs like that is have wasted limbs, because that you go through such an emotion, and because I'm a season ticket holder and I sit around a group of people, a group of faces that some of them some of them you don't know, some of them you talk to, some of them you high five and go, all right, mate, and that. But when you have limbs and you turn around and you see those faces celebrating and emotion and passion, oh, you want it again. You want it to mean something. So we go into half-time 0-0. And I couldn't have been more happy. It was just, same again. We came out second half, and we had a bit more possession at the start of the second half, which I thought was pretty good. And I felt like, and when I go back to that Villarreal game against Juventus, they got to a point where they were starting to get more confident. And I could really start to see some of the Villa players getting a bit more confident, a bit more calmer, a little bit more at ease. And I felt it, Villa fans. I felt it. And it got to around the 60th minute mark. Musiala had come on. And I knew deep down this was coming. Because what I've thought with Kompany is he's very one-dimensional. He's got one way of playing. There is no plan B. And their problem was that we were always going to be there. And at the start of a game, when you're playing against a really top team, and they've got their patterns, they've got their style, they've got their zip, they've got their energy, that's the best version of them. And when that game goes on and on and on and on, and they're still doing the same thing that they were doing in the first minute, and they're now doing the same thing in the 60th minute, I started to think, you know what? No plan B. There's no plan B here. He will do this until the end of the game. And it just suits Villa because we were just comfortable. We were so comfortable in how we were with our shape. And it was just brilliant. Watkins goes off. He's done the work. He's done the work. And Duran comes on. And I'm going to go through every individual player on this episode as well because they all deserve a mention thoroughly. And I'll give my honest thoughts on how they all played. We'll have a look at the stats. But that goal, the pass from Pau, was a little bit like Hibernian for Duran. But that pass is world class. Because it's not only a ball that's been whipped in, it's not lofted, it's just a runner ball that's just gone through, which enables Duran to run onto it. And one of the guys, or I think it was Emery who's been speaking after the game, mentioned that Neuer's position, average position, is generally outside the box. And you can see he goes to run and goes to run back. And Duran took a little look, and lobbed Neuer. And then those limbs. Those were better than the first. Because what's happened there is we've gone through a game and we're starting to believe as fans that we can do it because the longer it goes on, the more belief we're starting to get. And when you turn around and you see everyone around you and you're looking in their eyes celebrating and that Villa passion is coming out of here, everybody is just pouring out that emotion and happiness. It's fantastic. You can't beat it. And that goal is a moment that I will remember for the rest of my life because it was absolutely amazing. Amazing. And I just can't believe it. I can't believe that was the goal that's won it because it was a brilliant goal. It sliced through them. So I'm so proud, so happy. And at full time, you know, that atmosphere was just amazing. So good, so proud. Just shows the full capabilities of this Aston Villa team. Nobody. Yeah. It's just amazing. I can't believe it. And what a win. 6 points, Champions League. Can we qualify top 8, guys? Can we qualify top 8? Who's saying no? Because I asked one of the lads on the fan cam, and go back and check the fan cam. I'll put it on the end of this video because it's the best one we've ever done. So many fans lining up to come on. So many thoughts. Go and give it some love. What was I saying? I've lost my train of thought. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, it'll probably come back to me. But just the emotion of the win was just fun. I had a really good point that I was going to say as well, but I've lost it. Well, anyway. So, yeah, it was just brilliant. The emotion at full time was something like no other. Fan cams were were brilliant, and it just showed the passion that we'd all got. And this is just a massive win. Oh yeah, the fan cam. So I asked one of the guys on the fan cam, who in this competition is better than Bayern Munich? So I would say Real Madrid, I'd say, are better than Bayern Munich. Who else? Because this shows what we've just done. Yeah, this shows what we've just done. We've already showed we can beat Man City. We can go toe-to-toe with Arsenal. We can beat Arsenal. So this shows the capabilities of what we can achieve, because we are a very good footballing side. And it's just mental, because Bayern Munich have got world-class players. Like this, they haven't got good players. They've got world-class players all over the pitch. Kimmich, Pavlovic, Kane, Elise, Musiala, Neuer, Alphonso Davies, Gnabry, Sane. This is a European powerhouse that have rocked up at Villa Park and gone home empty-handed. So I absolutely love it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at individual players, and we'll go through what they did and how good it was, what they actually and how they played their part. So Emi Martinez, he got a sofa score 8.9. You know, the saves, the Elise save was so good. The saves at the end of the game, so good. But you know what I loved when he put that ball outside the edge of the box. So the ref was like, and then the lino, no, the ball's not in the D. And it's like, yes, fantastic. And then Neuer did it. Like, what was Neuer doing? Like, why did Neuer have to do it? Really random. But Neuer did it. So, yeah, get on your line, mate. But, yeah, Martinez, world class. And I'll do on TikTok. I can't put them on YouTube because they're too long. They're normally over a minute and 5 seconds. But I do combined 11s, and I did a really good, honest combined 11. And I always say Emi Martinez is the best goalkeeper in the world. And everybody always comes back saying, what are you on about? What are you on about? No, he's not. Neuer's better. Look at the saves. Mic drop. Say no more. The saves. Luca Dean. What has happened to Luca Dean? Because he has become one of the best left backs for what he does in the Premier League. Incredible. Tenacious, but with quality. His defensive abilities are elite. And that's why Maatsen can't get in the team, because you can't drop Luca Dean because he's so good. Luca Dean, 87% passing accuracy. Now, if any of these Villa players, in my opinion, have got anywhere 85 plus, that is incredible, because that Bayern gegenpress is unreal. But those passing numbers, you know, I haven't looked at any of these stats either, so I'm going in blind. So I'm going to go in with you. So, yeah, 87%. We've got 2 accuracy of long balls, which is great. Really, really good from him. Just fantastic. Ground duels are something that's going to be really important at looking at this. I imagine that most players have got half of their ground duels won, because that's what it looked like to me. And that's what we had to do. We had to win those battles. So he's got 3 out of 5, 2 out of 2 aerials, Luca Dean class. Pau Torres was like amazing. Just amazing. He didn't step up because he's been at this level before. But what he did do is he took himself and this Villa back line to a place that I didn't think it could possibly get to, and that's keeping a clean sheet against Bayern Munich. And the pass was brilliant. Ground duels, 4 out of 4. That's something that he gets a little bit of criticism on. 86% passing accuracy. What a player. What a player. You know, incredible. Diego Carlos, where's that come from? Does he only defend against the top teams? Pocketed Haaland, pocketed Kane. Fantastic against Arsenal last season and this season when he played. Incredible. Absolutely colossus. I can't believe it. One funny thing that really made me laugh at this game was we was at the fan zone, and Carlos always comes through with his glasses on. This is hilarious, man. It might be one of them where you have to be there to find it funny. Carlos gets off the bus with his glasses on, and Ryan goes to me. When he doesn't go to me, he kind of shouts it. He goes, "You might want to keep them on, mate." But yeah, so funny. But yeah, total duels 1, 2 out of 2, 89% passing accuracy, 2 out of 3 long balls. We've got 1 interception, 2 total tackles. Konsa, say no more. What we got here then? 86% passing accuracy, 4 out of 8 ground duels, 2 out of 4 aerials. Again, half, which is what we need. Now, this was the rising of Jadon Philogene, because he was, for me, Villa's best player. And when I spoke earlier about cutting out them passing lanes, winning them duels, winning them tackles, dribbling, there was one time when he went past one of them. I'm sure he nutmegged someone and got fouled, and it was a blatant foul. Bravery. Play like that every single week, and I will be a very, very happy Villa fan. 71% passing accuracy, 8 out of 13 ground duels. We've got 1 clearance, 3 interceptions, 5 total tackles. A fantastic performance for Jadon Philogene. And when you analyse football and when you look at football, it's okay to look at players that are on the ball or do stuff on the ball. But off the ball is just as important. And he was fantastic. Don't forget, he started the game. What a call from Unai Emery to start Philogene. Onana, combative, 100% passing accuracy in the middle of the park. 3 out of 4 total duels. 1 out of 1 aerials. Tielemans, how good was he when he was turning in the middle? When he was doing that brave little shimmy and that little turn and that, epic. So good. Tielemans, 71%, 5 out of 10 duels. We've got 3 block shots, 1 interceptions, 5 total tackles. Class. Ramsey, again, was really good in the first half. He was doing those progressive carries. He won one of his 2 duels as well. Morgan Rogers, I thought first half I wanted to see him get on the ball a little bit more, but then we started to see it in the second half when it was opening up a little bit. We've got 5 out of 7 of his dribbles were successful. 7 out of his 15 duels. Class. And Ollie Watkins, just running that channel. Unsung hero for me. Unsung hero. Maatson was brilliant. Barkley was great when he came on as well. 56% for Barkley. That was brilliant. You know, it was tough for him as well at times. And then John Duran. Physicality. What's he done? 2 out of 2 ground duels. 4 out of 6 aerials. Bagged the goal. Absolutely fantastic. Up the Villa. Up the win. Beat the Bayern Munich again. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Bayern fans, not that great. not that great. Nothing pre-game from him. Uh, Happy that the Doug Ellis is still standing for the amount of bouncing that it went through. So structurally, the Doug Ellis is still there. It's still standing. But yeah, from where I am anyway, sometimes I've got a family that's sitting at Trinity and that they will say to me, the away fans were good today. And I'll be like, I can't hear them in the whole tent. Like, you can't, the sound doesn't go round. Might have been good if you were somewhere else, but I wasn't that impressed with them, to be fair. And I thought Bayern were exactly what I expected, and it was exactly what I expected from them, really. And just a bit of a personal one on the channel. I've made a real conscious effort to try and push myself. A lot of people will watch this channel and they will watch it and they will enjoy it. But there's a bit of like personal pushing that goes into it. And it's to go into an area that is very difficult to talk about. I know this team inside out. I can talk about this team and what I expect from them and how I expect them to play. But to analyse opposition teams and to generally get it right when opposition fans come on and say, you've absolutely smashed it. Like we had a Bayern Munich fan saying, I really wish there was a Bayern Munich fan that could talk about tactics the way you have about my team. That's such a big compliment. So I'm really trying to push myself to talk tactically about opposition teams and go more in depth and sort of have a variety. So match previews can be more just talking about a general topic, but then the predicted lineup, the tactical ones that we do on the opposition go really in depth so we can know what's happening. So for me personally, I'm trying to push myself and do that and talk about those aspects of football, and hopefully it's coming across really well. But I just want you to know I'm trying to push and grow as a content creator to go in that direction at times and offer that maximum amount of variety. And to be fair, I feel like I'm getting it right, and I'm analysing teams well. And if we have a look now at the average positions of Bayern Munich, a lot of you probably did watch that episode, and we can see that they played in the 2-4-4 formation. We're going to see Kimmich now probably dropping a little bit deeper and picking up the ball in those areas. So it's what I expected them to play, and it's how we kind of knew they were going to play because we spoke about it this week. So, yeah, I thought Kimmich was good. I thought Kane was woeful. I thought the officiating was absolutely the lowest of the low. I really think the officiating was the lowest of the low because the amount of fouls that they were getting away with was just disgusting. Because what's happening is if a team's got complete control in a possession-based structure and you get a breakaway and you're being fouled and the ref's not giving it and he's playing on and you're out of shape and they're coming back at you, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. The Philogene one was a joke. The Harry Kane one was disgusting. And I spoke about that on the fan cam because what happened there was he'd been done. We got past him. He ran back. He fouled one of our players and he didn't get a yellow. Get out of here. Get out of here. Got no respect. And that's why I don't respect Kane at times because he's a dirty player. The amount of times when he used to do that sort of like that leaning in when players would fall over the top of him. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. So I just really wanted to come on today and reminisce on last night. And I want you all, if you've got this far, like I said, to smash those likes. 1,500 likes. We can do it. We can get to 1,500. Easy. So if you've all got this far, just make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts, because this is a special, special time to be a Villa fan. And these moments aren't something that you get every week. They are special moments. Look at how many times Bayern Munich have come to England. They've smashed Arsenal. They've smashed Spurs. They've beat Chelsea. They come to England and win. And we've beat them. And like I've said, this is a moment in Villa's history that I will remember for the rest of my life. And if anyone says we can't do something, I now know we can. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you are watching Duran's goal on repeat, highlights, interviews. Go back and watch the fan cam. Consume as much as you can, because we deserve it. And I love you all. Up the Villa. Up the Villa. And up the Villa. Oh, and up the Unai Emery.